and like being able to share that with everybody. And it's funny because I just went back to working full time, and I'll share my story with you guys in a second, but I'm literally at work right now. So I stepped out and came into my car in order to do the Zoom with you guys. So it's crazy. So I'll share with you kind of what my story is. So my name is Tamara Higgins. For those of you who don't know me, Courtney is literally so adorable. The first time that I actually got to meet Courtney was literally the sweetest thing, just because she said exactly what she just said. Like, I've just looked up to you and I've like watched you and things like that. And that's probably the coolest part about this business, is the connections that like we get to build with people before we ever meet them. It's literally my favorite. So I love you guys to bits. I saw Ashley pop in there. We love Tamara. I love you too. But yeah, so I'm Tamara Higgins. I am a double diamond on Jackie Deering's team. I enrolled with Jackie. July will be 4 years that I've been in this business. My story in this business is a little bit different than what a lot of people have done in this business. And that's simply because I have gone from, in the first 4 months of my business, I went diamond on my account. In the first 7 months of my business, I went diamond on my 2.0 account, which is my husband's account. I went double diamond on my account in 7 months. I saw my first $10,000 paycheck for 30 days worth of work. Blew my own mind that like that was even a possibility. And so long and the short of it is, I ended up quitting my full-time job, which was never something that I was interested in doing when I got started in this business. But that's where I was at in my life. That's what was happening in my life. And it was literally because of the fact I built my business to that $10,000 a month paycheck that I was able to do that. So fast forward a little bit, I had quit my job at 7 months into this business. My family and I then traveled full time for 5.5 months because my husband also works from home. So we had the freedom to travel. I have now built a much larger team than what I ever imagined I would have when I first started in this business. However, I've gone back to working full time. So, and a lot of people ask me a ton of questions about like, why did I come back to working full time? And a lot of people assume it's because, the business isn't making me enough money. Guys, I can assure you my business is doing very well. And I have no intentions to leave, because that was another question I got. Oh my God, are you leaving us? Never. But yeah, so I've gone back to working full time, and I like to share that as a part of my story simply because like I had the option to do that. So like, I am not tied to a job. I am not strapped to a job. I am not like, I get to pick and choose. Like, where do I want to be? Where do I want to work? What do I want to do? And I'm in the field of human services. So I literally do it because my heart, right? And I have that choice. I have that option. So it's just incredible. So that's pretty much my story.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there we go.
No, Brian's making dinner behind me, and the freezer's really loud. So I was like, okay. So yeah, like you went back to work full time, and I think you've done this a couple times actually, right? So I'm gonna I have this a little bit further down, but I feel like let's touch on this while you're talking about working full time, because I know a lot of people when they start, we pretty much are all working full time when we start this, and we hear so often, I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy. So break it down for me a little bit, kind of how you schedule out your day and how you manage to fit in the things that you need to do every day to keep your business running, as well as work full time and be a mom and do all the things.
For sure. Some days way easier than others. I will give you guys that. So for those of you that are working full time and you're feeling like, some days you're superwoman and other days you completely fail, that is literally how it's going to go. Okay. I'm just going to tell you that right out the gate. Expect that some days you're going to feel on top of the world because you're going to get through all of your daily tasks for your business. And you're going to feel, like I said, like superwoman. And then there's going to be other days where you're going to skip stuff and you're going to miss stuff because the time just isn't there, quote unquote. Okay. But the number one piece of advice that I can give to you guys, first of all, is with regards to your mindset. Okay. So every single time you are working your full-time job and you come home from your full-time job and you're like, I really want to push this business. I want to make a full-time income. I want to retire. I want to be able to do all these things. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is take a look at your mindset when it comes to your business. And when you say things like, I can't work my business because I am exhausted tonight. I can't work my business because it's been too long a day. I can't work my business because of my kids, right? Like I worked all day and now my kids are like at me all night, right? Or whatever the case might be. Every single time you say, I can't get up an hour earlier. I can't stay up an hour later. I can't, whatever. I want you to change those words to, my business is not a priority. Working my business is not a priority. Okay. Making that extra income is not a priority. And when you start reframing what that looks like and you start saying that it's not a priority, guess what? You're going to start doing more of those daily tasks because it feels really shitty to say your business is not a priority when you come into this business and you know darn well what you want to make for a monthly income and you know what it is you want to accomplish, right? So first things first, like know why you're here, okay? And secondly, talk yourself through those days that you don't want to get the things done, okay? So first thing in the morning when I wake up, go on to like, your Pinterest, the Posting Tribe. I couldn't remember the name of the group, Posting Tribe, whatever it is. Go grab your stories, guys, okay? Throw up a couple different stories, put up like a personal one, maybe a picture of you getting ready for work, whatever the case might be, your cup of coffee, whatever it is. Get a story up, okay? Go live on your Facebook, go live every day. If you don't go live, you have to go live, guys. I'm telling you right now, you have to go live. A lot of my customers come from my live videos. So I go live. So I post my stories, I post to my wall, I go live. Okay. So that's like my first thing in the morning. I will take about 30 minutes or so to message. So usually I'm responding to messages from like the night before. So people who commented on either my posts or my stories or host a post, that kind of stuff. Or if I don't have a whole lot of traction, I am messaging for host to post during that 30 minutes. Okay. Now, when I leave my house and I go to work, I don't actually have the opportunity anymore. At my other job, I did have the opportunity to check my phone throughout the day. I don't have that option where I'm at right now. So what I like to do is I will take a bathroom break, take 5 seconds, you know what I mean? Quickly, like throw up that other post, or on my lunch break, throw up that other post, like whatever little tidbit of time that you get in there, guys, to get up that second post of the day and your second stories. It literally takes 5 seconds if you just prepare your content. Okay. So in the morning, when you're grabbing your stories for the morning and grabbing your post for the morning, make sure that you do the same for your lunchtime post if that's when you're going to be busy. Okay. And then when you get home, you're going to do the same thing. So if you didn't get to go live this morning, you're going to go live when you get home from work. You're going to put up another post to your stories. You're going to put up another post on your wall. That's when you're going to message for your host to post. Okay. So as soon as I get home from work, I like to take 15, 20 minutes, pound out messages. Okay. Whether it be for products, business, host to post, whatever it is, pound out my messages. I then put my phone down so that I can like be with my son, make dinner, tidy the house, whatever the case might be. And then I don't pick my phone back up until we're finished with dinner. So like I've made dinner, I've eaten dinner. The only exception to that rule is when we have Zooms and I turn on the Zoom in the background while I'm making dinner, that kind of stuff. Okay. So that's kind of my general. And then when I put my son to bed at night, I will then sit for another, usually about hour and a half to 2 hours. For those of you that need to go to bed a little bit earlier, it might be more like an hour for you. For me, I'm pretty much a night hawk, whether I work day shifts, afternoon shifts, doesn't matter. And so, yeah, so I'll set up for another hour and a half to 2 hours. That's when I'm throwing up my host to post. Okay. I love to let those sit overnight. I have one right now that I've got to go back to that has a ton of comments. So I always post those as like my right before bed post for people to comment on. So now tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to have a whole bunch of messages that I can send and get out host to post right away before I even go to work. Okay. Because I put up that post the night before. So I will put up another like post on my Facebook. So typically I'm posting 3 to 4 times a day. And that evening I spend messaging. I message off my stories for products, message off my stories for distributors. And then I also go to like all of my host to posts that I put up through the day and like answer those comments, add people to Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So that's literally what like my day in, day out kind of looks like in terms of the business. If you're somebody who's working TikTok, I'm not going to lie, guys. TikTok, I have not been consistent on for the last little bit, because of having started this job and the fact that I'm not in a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 right now, which is what I'm typically used to when working my business, is being kind of in a Monday to Friday 9 to 5. And I'm not right now. Like tonight I'm working a 1 to 9. Right. So it's a very different shift. So obviously that shifts around, but if you are on TikTok, guys, what I would encourage you to do, what I need to get back to doing again, which is going to happen this weekend, a content day. Okay, so I used to do this really consistently every Sunday before going into my Monday to Friday. I now work a Sunday to Thursday schedule. So now my prep day is actually Friday. Okay, so what I want you to do is on one of your days off, one of your evenings, you don't even have to have a whole day, one of your evenings, one of your whatever, record all of your TikToks for the week. So make sure that you are recording like 15 TikToks in one like shot. Right. And then you're posting those all throughout the week. So they're already pre-recorded. And people are always like, oh, I can't record that many TikTok talks. I can't, whatever. Yeah, you can. Literally put your hair in a ponytail for one, pull your hair out for the other one, change your tank top, change your shirt, whatever, put a hat on, take the hat off, put a jacket on, go stand outside, be standing inside, use a different coffee mug for your keto coffee. You know what I mean? Whatever the case might be. But yes, you absolutely can film all your content on the same day. Just switch up what you look like. And then you have a week worth of content. So yeah, those would kind of be my biggest tips for working full time. And that's kind of what my day looks like on the day in, day out.
Okay. I love that. Like, that's so good. And it just goes to show, like, you can make it work. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? So it's really just a matter of making it priorities. And I love the content day. Like, I do that. I mean, up until today, I have not made a TikTok in probably 6 days, and I've been posting almost every day. I have a video that's going crazy, so I haven't really been posting as much as I'd like to, but I love that. And that's what I did today. I spent like over an hour and I just made some content. So I've got stuff to work with. So I can tell you guys right now, it's actually a really nice relief when you do have a busy day and you're like, oh yeah, I have those 5 drafts that I made. Boom, 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 just post them, get them out there. So going into that, so if you're not, where are you finding the majority of your enrollments? So we are hearing a lot lately, TikTok reels, but you have just said that you're not really doing the TikTok. So like, where is yours coming from? Like, what is your favorite thing for enrollments?
My jam is 100% Facebook. It's host to post, my live videos, my stories, and my posts on my wall. So that's really what it is for me. I am not going to lie. Instagram is not something I've ever been consistent with. It's just not a platform that I particularly enjoy. Not that it's not a good platform. I mean, obviously we have a lot of leaders that have amazing traction through Instagram. It's literally something I've just not built over the 4 years. I just haven't. Because I have amazing success on Facebook. So I have literally stuck with Facebook. I do utilize TikTok and Reels as a funnel 100% to bring people to my personal Facebook page, 150%. And Instagram will do the exact same thing. Plus you can get up like your host to post on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So by all means, guys, like, use all the things. Okay. Especially when you were trying to build your business. Like when I first started, guys, like I was all over everything. Like whatever Jackie told me to do, I did. Like I was like, no, it has to happen. Right. And still to this day, I still kick myself because like Instagram is just not my fave. Right. But host to post 100%, I would say 85% of my enrollments is host to post. I would say the other 15% is between messaging on my stories or replying to comments on my posts. And then another, so I guess about 10% is that. Another 5% is straight up in follow up. Okay. So those are the people that like I've built a relationship with. They've been on my timeline for a lengthy period of time. It's literally taken, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this stat. If you guys have been on Jackie's Zooms, guaranteed you have. It literally takes in sales 7 to 21 interactions. 7 to 21 interactions for a person to actually make a purchase. Okay. And if you think about that in your life, how many times do you see like a Burger King ad or a McDonald's ad or a pizza ad in particular, or, clothing, a piece of clothing or an ad go by on Facebook or whatever? How many times do you see them repeatedly before you purchase? All of us unless you're an impulsive buyer. And I mean, hey, no judgment here. I shop on Amazon far too much. Okay. So if you're an impulse buyer, okay, all the power to you. I'm not judging you here. No judgment. But 99.9% of us are going to say that like they've had to see a product repeatedly before they purchased it. Okay. And that's just a reality. How many times do you walk in through Walmart and you see like this like super adorable, I don't know, something that you want for your house. And every single time you go, you think that you're going to pick it up for yourself and you don't pick it up until like the 10th time that you've gone to Walmart. And then you finally decide to get it or whatever. Right. So 7 to 21 times. So 5% I would say is like that follow-up piece, probably even closer to 10 actually. And then comments on my posts and my stories, the interaction on my stories is where like another 5 to 10% comes from. And then I would say the rest of that is literally host to post. So that's where my customers come from.
Okay. And so this is a little bit off, like I wasn't really gonna, but you brought it up. So do you have like, we're talking follow-ups and we know that like I've had people take 2 years to buy from me, it's, you just got to keep being consistent and being there. And I feel like there's other ways of following up without just sending like the messages all the time. So, and you said building those relationships. So, can you kind of give me a little bit of background on, I guess, how your strategies with following up look on a regular basis? Like, is it always messages? How are you building those relationships?
So it is always messages that end up like doing that, but I don't always send them like a follow up message. Right. So like the message that I'm typically sending people. So I am huge on my Facebook. For anybody who's been following me for any length of time. I mean, I know you guys don't get to see like the back end of it, like the number of conversations I have with these people about nothing even to do with the business. But I have so many people on my Facebook. And guys, a lot of these people won't even comment on my stuff. Okay. Like they don't comment, they don't like it, they don't anything. But then I'll get a I just got one today. But then I'll get a Facebook message. How's everything going with the new job? Like I've been like following your story and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? They haven't even commented on anything, but they're following my story and they saw that I went back to work. And now all of a sudden, for whatever reason, they thought to pop in my inbox and they're like, hey, how's it going? You know what I mean? Like I had people, funny story actually here. There was a couple days, guys, I wasn't wearing my wedding rings. I went live on Facebook and guess what? I had the very first live when I went live on Facebook without my wedding rings on. I had 8 people send me a message following my live video that I didn't even see watching the live video while I was on it. So obviously they had caught the replay like by seconds. 8 people sent me a message and were like, oh my God, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, what are you talking about? And they're like, you're not wearing your wedding rings. Like, what happened to Steven? And I'm like, what the, right? Like, I was just like, oh my, how do you even notice that? Like, I'm literally mixing up my coffee and like they automatically noticed I didn't have my wedding rings on. So they were like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Right. So those types of relationships. Okay. So these are people that basically, when I added them to my Facebook, it was typically business related from a host to post. Okay. But I interact with them regularly, which then opens up, sorry, I should have brought my bottle of water out here because I just drank a coffee. So I'm like disgusting right now. But long and the short of it is I interact with them. Okay. And where I like to interact, guys, is on stories. And if any of you guys have come to any one of my power hours, you guys will know this. Interacting on stories is huge because it goes into their inbox. Okay. So I'm in their inbox. So let's say Maggie, I just saw Maggie comments. Let's say Maggie posts up this like super adorable picture and she's wearing like this wicked lip color. Okay. I don't even wear lipstick, yo. Like I don't even wear like it maybe twice a year, if even that. Like I'm a chapstick girl all the way around. It's clear. Like I might put on lip gloss. And that's if I'm getting fancy. All right. But if Maggie throws on this wicked lip color, okay, and I'm scrolling through my stories and I see Maggie with this wicked lip color, I might sit there and think to myself, I literally have nothing to comment on, nothing to interact with, nothing to, it's just a picture of Maggie's face, right? It's just a selfie. But here's the thing. She's wearing a kick-ass lipstick, right? So whether I wear lipstick or not, whether I'm interested in that actual color or not, she kills it with that color on. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be like, hey, Maggie, I just had to pop in and say like that lip color is phenomenal. Here's the key, guys. I'm then going to say, where did you get it? Or what color is it? Or I'm going to ask her a question. Every single time I'm going to ask her a question. Okay. Somebody posts a picture of their dog on their stories. I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, so cute. Is that a male or a female? Or what's its name? Right? Like always a question. Okay. So these people that have come onto my Facebook, I interact with them so many times and I have conversations with them so many times in their inbox just on interacting with, and then they start asking me questions. Right. Or I'll interject my life into that conversation so that they get to know something about me. So for instance, Courtney posts her dog, excuse me, and I say, oh my goodness, like Courtney, your dog's adorable. Like, what's your dog's name? And Courtney is like, oh, his name is Rover. Okay. And I'll say, oh my goodness, one of my friends used to have a collie, or one of my friends used to have a husky or whatever. Like I used to love that dog because it was so playful. It was so whatever, blah, 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 whatever. Like, how long have you had huskies? Like, did you previously own them? I'll literally just like interject like some of like my own life experiences, my own life stories, to have a conversation. Right. And then automatically, without even them asking me any questions, they start learning about me. Right. And when people start learning about you, you pique their interest. Okay. So like Maggie's really pretty lip color. I reach out to her and I say, oh, you have a really pretty lip color. Maggie says, oh, that's awesome. The next time I interact with Maggie, I tell her I really love her shirt. Right. She's wearing the most adorable shirt. I just spat on my phone. I'm classy, yo. I'm classy. Just ask Courtney. She's met me in person. I'm real classy. But yeah, and so long and the short of it is like I will then like the next time I see Maggie, I'm gonna comment on her shirt. Right? Maggie has also met me. Literally the classiest. Literally. Maggie got to meet me in Florida actually, so that was pretty messy. But yeah, Courtney, you ain't seen nothing yet. Just wait until we party in Florida. But anyways, yeah. And so long and the short of it is the next time I see Maggie, I'm gonna comment on something of Maggie's. I'm gonna go back into her stories, right? It totally was a crazy night and I love it. But we also got to bond, which was amazing. So the next time I see Maggie, I'm gonna comment on her shirt. Okay. And then the next time I see Maggie, I'm gonna ask her another question. Okay, about something. So here's what that's gonna show Maggie. It's gonna show Maggie that I'm watching Maggie. And here's the thing. If Maggie doesn't work on social media, Maggie's gonna view herself as like, not really somebody special. So why are you watching my shit? Whereas with us, if somebody's watching our shit, we're like, yeah, you're watching our shit because we're putting our shit out there for you to watch. Like that's literally what I do for a living, right? I'm putting my shit out there so that you can see it. But Maggie, who I'm interacting with, views herself on social media as a nobody. Why is Tamara taking such an interest in me? Why does she keep complimenting me? Why does she keep reaching out to me? Why does she keep asking me questions? Why does she? Because she must want to get to know me. She must be interested. She must be whatever. So what does that do? It brings them to your page. Because here's the thing, Tamara now knows I have a dog. She knows I like this color shirt. She knows I wear this lipstick. She has asked me questions about X, Y, Z. Now they want to know all about you. Okay. People be nosy. They be real nosy. Like if they can be all up in your business, this is why we want to post personally on our pages, not just their business. Okay. People be nosy. All right. They don't just want to see your products. They don't just want to see your dog. They don't just want to see your cat. They don't just want to see like, where's your wedding rings? Oh my God. She's not wearing her wedding rings. Okay. I encourage all of you that are married, post a selfie with your wedding rings on your fingers. Okay. And then post a selfie without them. Watch how much traction you get. Crazy. Crazy. Because everybody want to be all up in your business. Everybody want to know, oh my God, did you kick your husband out? No, I didn't kick him out. He's still there. I want to kick him out, but but I just can't bring myself to do it because I love the bugger. Okay. No, I didn't kick him out. But it gets people's attention, right? P.S. I also don't want to actually kick out my husband. So there's that. But long and the short of it is, guys, people are nosy. They want to know about you, but they're not going to start that engagement with you until they feel like you have an interest in them. And for us network marketers, people don't view us as being on social media to network. That's the misconception. They think we're on social media. This is actually a misconception for a lot of distributors too. They think we're on social media for sales. Okay. I don't know about you guys. I'm not on social media for sales. I hate sales. I'm not about sales. What I do is not sales. If I wanted to sell, I would go and sell cars. Okay. The commissions checks. If I push sales, the commission checks are going to be bigger and they come when I sell the car. Okay. Like I'm going to go and sell cars if I want to sell. I don't want to do anything in sales. Okay. What I want to do is I want to build relationships. I want to network marketing. It's what we do. We market a product. Okay. But really the product that people are buying is you. It's that networking. It's that relationship. It's that growth with you that they're buying. Okay. So I don't view what we do as sales. Literally every single time I'm talking to a potential distributor and they're like, oh my God, is this sales? And I'm like, actually, I don't view it as sales at all. And here's what I'm going to explain to you. This is why I don't think it's sales. Right. So anyways, I don't even know what the hell we were talking about at this point. But oh yeah, the building relationships piece, guys, interact with people, interact with them. Don't scroll your timeline to do that because you get lost in the scroll hole. It's literally pointless. Be incredibly intentional. Okay. Set timers if you're going to interact on timelines. Be incredibly intentional with your time. Spend zero time on other distributors' timelines. Do yourself a favor. Okay. Do not go and scroll Courtney's timeline for an hour. Okay. You're wasting time. Time is money. Okay. Don't scroll her timeline for an hour. Don't scroll Maggie's for an hour. They look great. They have fantastic flipping timelines. They're wonderful. They look visually appealing. They're both pretty as F. I was just about to say the actual word. But here I could sit there and I could scroll their timelines forever. Okay. Maggie's like attitude, like just who Maggie is as a human being. Like I just love her so much. I always have since the day like she came into this business. I have loved her. Okay. And like those types of things. Okay. And I could sit there and I could scroll her timeline forever trying to learn something or trying to gather some content or whatever. You're wasting your time. Okay. Do what those people are doing. Do what they're doing. Don't watch what they're doing. Do what they're doing. Okay. So when you go to Maggie's timeline, you best be there for 5 minutes. Find yourself some inspiration and move along, friend. Move along. That's my biggest suggestion. We waste so much time looking at other distributors' pages, everything else, overthinking things, thinking we have to. When you are interacting, that's the hole you get stuck in. Okay. Get out of the hole. You don't need to be in the hole. It also starts the comparison game, which is not a fair game to ever play. So anyways, interact a whole lot. Make your people feel like your main intention of being on your Facebook, okay, is not just your product, it's them. You want to know them. That's what's important, because as soon as you want to know them, they want to know you, because people be nosy. All right. And then when people be nosy and they get all up in your grill and your business, and they be asking you why you're not wearing your wedding rings, because, you know, they think all hell broke loose and an atomic bomb went off in my house and I kicked my husband out. You know, that opens up the floor for conversation, but they're watching my timeline nonstop, because it's like, what's coming next? Right? What's coming next?
Oh my goodness. I just love you. You guys dropped some ones. That was like good. Who got chills there? Okay. That was really, really good. And I agree with you so much on that, because I feel like we put so much emphasis on like these pretty product posts and these pretty product videos. And believe me, I am so guilty of that. I think when I started focusing more, like when I was like on my TikTok and all of that, when I started focusing more on just what I found funny, what I found relatable, and focus more on posting that stuff, all of a sudden everything is just like boom, boom. Like it's just the growth is coming. And it's like all that time I was in my head, like, oh, the coffee has to be set just perfectly in this video. I will just hold a cup. Like I made a video the other day saying, oh, I love how coffee fixes everything. And I just wrote tired, drink fat burning coffee. Like I just put that as the caption. There was no coffee. I was not making coffee, but I was still talking about my coffee. So, but I was still being me in the video. I was being my tongue in cheek, silly self. So I love that. Okay. So we have just a couple, probably two last things here. I know it's late for our Easterners and you're working, so I don't want to keep you too long. So we'll just put this all in one. Okay. So mindset, I know for you is a really, really important thing. You know, you wrote a book recently, just all about all this stuff. So what are some of your favorite things for mindset? And then any last tips and tricks that you would want to share with us?
So probably my biggest tip in terms of mindset is recognizing that your mindset's literally never going to be right. It's not ever going to be right. And if you're looking to have the right mindset, you're going to feel like you're failing left, right, front, and center, because the reality is, as human beings, we are not just inherently positive. We're just not. We're not just inherently motivated, or want to take initiative, or want to necessarily get up out of bed and do the things, or want to necessarily send the messages, or whatever the case might be. So the biggest piece for me is like recognizing that is something that requires work. Okay. Like all day, every day. Like that it is not just something, you don't just have a positive mindset or just have a negative mindset. It literally, it's a choice. It's a choice. And you have to recognize that it's a choice. And I'm not saying it's a choice in terms of it's that simple to just flip the switch and, you know, I'm negative right now and then I'll be positive in 5 minutes from now. That's not what I'm talking about. And if you guys happen to pick up my book at any point in time, you'll very much understand that, because I'm somebody who is diagnosed with anxiety, diagnosed with depression, diagnosed with PTSD. I have, you know, all the reasons in the world, okay, to not get up in the morning, a lot of mornings. And I have every reason in the world to not want to work my business. And I have every reason in the world and for all those things, to just be lazy, to just be tired, to just not do the things, to just not be motivated. And you know what, guys, from time to time, that's okay. That's okay. Okay. But here's the thing that I'm going to tell you about taking one day, 1 hour, one anything. And I'm not saying that you can't rest. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Okay. Rest is important. Your health is important. But what I'm saying when it comes to actual loss of motivation or initiative to get busy and working your business, one day, that loss for one day will set you back a week. Okay. And the reason why it does is because when we allow ourselves to fall into the hole of, oh, I can get away with not working my business today because it's just one day, guess what? When your brain decides that the following day it's too tired, and the following day it's too tired, and the following day it's too tired, guess what? You've already opened the door, right? Because you allowed yourself to open that door, and not from the perspective of today's my Sabbath. I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to walk away. That's rest, friends. Okay. When you decide I'm not going to send those 25 messages because I'm just too damn tired today, so it's just not going to happen. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. That is when you are giving yourself that excuse, giving yourself that reason. Okay. Now, does that mean it's going to be easy? No, no. Okay. Am I going to tell you that I'm perfect at it? No. Okay. Do I have days where I don't send the messages I need to? 100%. Okay. Do I have the days where I don't post like I should? 100%. Do I have the days where, I'm not doing all the things? But again, the key to mindset is recognizing, acknowledging, and understanding that that is something that constantly takes work. Okay. Like takes work. So don't expect that you're just going to show up motivated all the time. Don't expect, and then don't allow yourself those excuses at the same time. Right. So the biggest piece for me is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's like my key thing. When you have those moments where you're like, yeah, I just don't want to send those 25 messages. I just don't want to send them. I just don't want to send them. I'm too tired. I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too whatever. You're literally going to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're going to start sending the messages. Just start sending them. Okay. Get your 25 messages sent. And then watch what happens when you're done with those 25 messages. Everything else that's on that list that you want to accomplish for your business for that day, it's naturally going to just happen. Okay. Because you started the ball in motion rolling down the hill. Okay. So when I find myself super stuck in those moments and I'm just like, I'm just not in it today. I just don't feel it today. I just don't want to today. I'm just too tired today. I'm just too busy today. I'm just too whatever today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just send them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just send them. Okay. Because as soon as you start that ball rolling and those conversations start happening, it's that forward motion that's going to keep you moving forward. Motion, okay, is motion. You have to take a step forward before you're going to continue to move forward, right? And so that's probably the biggest piece for me in terms of the mindset piece. When it comes to like what I do for mindset, I personal development, it's huge. When I say personal development, I'm not just referring to something to do with the business. Okay. So I always have two different types of personal development happening. One is for my own personal mental health and my own personal well-being. The other is for my business growth. Okay. So I'll give you guys an example. One of the books right now that I am reading, oh my God, what is the name of the freaking book? I'm going to forget. Hold on. I'm literally going to go find it. Okay. Cause I can't remember the name. I just started it. The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. Okay. So I just started the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. I am doing that book personally for myself. Okay. For myself. Obviously, self-esteem is going to assist me in this business. I mean, actually, this business is what brought me the amount of self-esteem that I currently have. It literally is. But I am reading the 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. That is for my own personal growth. And then for my business, I've gone back and I'm reading GoPro for like the 7th time at this point. So I'm back to reading GoPro. Okay. That's because I'm obsessed with that book. So long and the short of it is GoPro, Eric War. That's the one. It's flipping amazing. It's so freaking amazing. And I literally am on like the 7th or 8th time reading it since I started this business. So I highly recommend it. But anyways, so I always have 2 different types of personal development on the go. And then I'll often have like a podcast or something else. You guys don't necessarily have to go to that extent, but I will always preach that when it comes to your mindset in the business, your mindset in your business is not going to improve just with business personal development. It's not. It's not. So personal development in terms of yourself is the piece that you're looking for. So what I like to call it is personal development and business development. I separate the 2 of them. So when I say that I'm doing PD, personal development, and when I say that I'm doing business development, like there's a difference. Okay. So one in which I'm working on my own personal mindset where I'm at. So that could include things like meditation, working out, listening to podcasts while you work out, whatever the case might be. That's like your own personal, like you're fueling your own personal mind, body, and soul. Okay. That's what that is for me is personal development. Business development is what I spend my time in for the growth of my business. Okay. So I separate those 2. So I don't know if that might be helpful for you guys in terms of the mindset piece. But that's what I do. I find it incredibly helpful just because on those days when I really don't want to do the work in my business, I can go into that business development side of things and remind myself why it is that I want to do that. Right. And on the days where I'm making excuses for myself, this is not just a matter of like, oh, I'm tired, I'm whatever, but I'm literally excusing everything. Well, I didn't post today because, well, I didn't do whatever today because I dive into my personal development. What is up with me that has me feeling like it's not the business that has me feeling like I don't want to do this. I love this business. Like that's literally what I'm here for. Like the fact that I make as much money as I do from my cell phone blows my mind. Blows. Guys, I just came back to working full time. I still make more in my business than I do at my full-time job. Can I give you some perspective? I make 75 grand a year. That's not small. Okay? That's not small. Like, stop and think about that for a second, because, insert income disclosure statement. I can't actually tell you what I make every single month. And obviously it varies depending on where you're at in your business. And guys, I've seen valleys and I've seen mountains. Okay. I've seen it all. I have been way down below where I ever thought that I would be in my business after being way up on the mountaintop. Okay. I have been all the places, but I am telling you guys, the days that I don't feel like, it's not the business that has you not feeling like doing it. It's you that has you not feeling like doing it. So personal development and business development, two separate things. View them as two separate things and recognize when each of those items is required. Okay. So like every day you want to grow your mind, every day you want to grow your business. But on the days that are super tough, recognize, is it super tough because of the business, or is it super tough because of me? Right? The excuses I'm giving myself. So those would be my biggest pieces on like the mindset and the personal development piece. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start the ball rolling. It's like working out in the morning. If you struggle with working out in the morning, sleep in your freaking workout clothes. Okay. Then you're already ready. And who cares if you're working out in the same clothes you slept in? You're working out in them. Okay. So put the damn things on. If you put them on, you are more likely to do it. If you don't want to message, you don't want to work your business, start working your business, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to send those 20 messages. And then you're going to be like, well, damn, that wasn't too bad. That only took me 5 minutes. Like, that's not, well, while I'm here, I might as well throw up a post. And while I'm here, I may as well answer this message because so-and-so messaged me back, right? While I'm here, I might as well. And then before you know it, you've worked an hour. That's it.
That's so true. Because I find I'm the same way. Like as soon as I start doing something, it just rolls into everything else. Especially and believe me, I have days where I have a toddler who's running around screaming, fighting with a dog all day. It's a lot. And so there are days where I just want to throw my phone at a wall and say, no, I'm not doing anything. But totally. Once I start just grabbing a task and starting it, I totally feel the same way. Before we go, I did see a question in here from Megs. What advice would you give to someone who is new and is feeling discouraged because they have a small network?
A small network. Well, if you feel like you have a small network, then you've compared yourself to someone somewhere at some point in time. So I'm going to tell you, first of all, stop that. So I would just encourage that newer person to recognize the fact that we all start from start. We all start from start. Okay. So first of all, if you think my network is small thinking creates small results, period. Small thinking creates small results. So if you have 200 people on your Facebook or 1,000 people on your Facebook, you want to look at the fact I have 200 sets of eyes. 200 sets of eyes. Guys, how many people, when they open up a retail shop, already have 200 people watching them? Zero. Okay. That's the answer to that question. The only way that you have 200 eyes watching you when you open up a large franchise is when you're putting multi-millions into Tim Hortons, McDonald's, any of those big name brands that already exist. Okay. And you're not that. Okay. But what you are is something even more incredible than what any Tim Hortons, McDonald's, or anything's ever going to bring you, because you ain't the same as anything else. You're not a franchise. You're not duplicatable. You're not anybody but yourself. Okay. So stop and recognize those 200 eyes being on you. That's a hell of a lot of eyes. That's 400 eyeballs, 400. Okay. And 200 brains. Okay. Well, it depends. Some people on your timeline, it could be questionable how much brains exist there. Let's be real. That's just a thing. Okay. But I had to throw that in there because I just did. Courtney's dying for them. But at the end of the day, guys, 200 eyeballs is a lot of eyeballs. Okay. So really what I want you guys to stop and think about, if you're brand new, small thoughts, okay? Small thoughts produce small results. So if you want to view 200 people as being a small number of people, you are going to view your results in your business as being small, because you're thinking that you don't have enough there to begin with. It's comparison. It's comparison. It doesn't matter if you have 200 eyes or 1,000 eyes. It doesn't make a difference, okay? Because when you come into this business, one of your number one goals is to grow your network. Grow your network, okay? You're not lacking or missing anything that anybody else in this business has. Okay. You have access to the same 7 point however many billion people in the world now. Cause I mean, it used to be 7.2. I have no idea what it is at this point in life. But you have access to literally over 7 billion people in the world, less a couple countries that we aren't in. Okay. But at the end of the day, guys, you literally have the same angle, same advantage, same tools, same everything that everybody else is bringing to the table. Who cares if you're starting with 200 people? Make it 1,000, make it 2,000, make it 3,000. You have the exact same tools that everybody else has. So when you're coming into this business and you're saying like, well, I'm not getting the results because, you know, my network's really small. Well, you're not getting every single time I would bring people back to you, then grow it, then grow it, then grow it, then grow it, then grow it. And just reminding them, the more that you tell yourself you don't have enough people, you will not have enough people. Plain and simple. You will not have enough people. Okay. When freaking, if you can think about anything, let's talk about God for a second here. Okay. Not to get like religious or anything. I'm a Christian. Okay. If you're not, cool, stick with me for 5 seconds because the analogy will make sense. All right. God didn't just like have followers. Okay. Like that just wasn't a thing. Like he did things. Okay. He brought things to his attention, right? Jesus. Okay. When Jesus died on the cross. Okay. When he died on the freaking cross, the significance that was had there. Okay. Yes, we can talk about the fact like, you know, he was who he was, but again, stop and think about you are who you are. Okay. What is different about him and the traction that got, the attention that got, what that resulted in as view yourself that way. Okay. That was one person. Guess what? You're one person. Okay. He ended up with a following that was how large? Okay. And we're still talking about God today. Okay. We still talk about Jesus and when he died on the cross and all of those wonderful things. You can view that with celebrities, the exact same thing. How many celebrities were like literally the ugly kid in class that was constantly teased and picked on and bullied and all of these horrible, bloody things. And they could have been like, you know, I was just nobody. I was just nothing. I'm not worth anything. Nobody's going to watch me. Nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody's going to what it did they? No. Like now they're sitting there and they're putting on concerts for thousands of people and they're worth millions of dollars, right? Like your mindset, where you place yourself and where you place all the things in your life, you can either view things in abundance or you can view them in lack or in scarcity, plain and simple. So if you view 200 viewers on your Facebook or 200, it's the same as your live videos. Well, only 2 people showed up to my live video. Guess what? That was 4 eyeballs that were just watching you. Okay. The next time you go live and the next time you go live and the next time you go live and the next time you go live. And when you get better at doing those things and when you have more of a following and when people are buying your story, guess what? Those eyes are going to multiply. It's literally what happens. Like it's not, I don't want to say that like it's a science, but I mean, reality is like, it is a science. It's measurable. Okay. If you sit there and you do the things every day and you grow your network every day and you're showing up every day, it does work out to be math. Okay. That 200 followers is going to become far more than 200 followers. Okay. The number of friends is going to become that much more than the number of friends. So really at the end of the day, my biggest piece of advice is there's lots of them. Stop comparing yourself. First of all, secondly, show up and do the things. Third, grow your network. And fourth, really check yourself when you are speaking, when you are thinking, when you are all of those things. Well, I only have 200 followers. Well, it sucks because so-and-so of course is signing so many more customers because they have 1,000 friends and I only have 200. Do these all sound familiar to you guys? Okay. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because every single time you let those thoughts come through, I correct my team constantly. I hope I hit that bonus. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. There is no hope. There is no hope. When I hit that bonus, this is how incredible it's going to be. When I hit that rank, this is how incredible it's going to be. Not if. And there is no hope. There is no, you're either hoping or you're doing. There's no, I hope that I hit anything. Hope. You can't try. Like, how do you try to be successful in this life? How do you try? The 4 things: do not compare yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, which is basically your mindset. What are you talking about? Okay. And that's the scarcity mindset versus the abundance mindset. Do the dang things. Okay. Do the dang things. And then what was the 4th one I said? I can't even remember. I was like rambling. What was the 4th thing I said? I don't remember. I talk so much.
I think it was you were the 4th thing is when you were talking about checking your team when they say I hope and things like that. So you were talking about
Yeah, the words,
the wording that you're using behind
yeah,
everything that you're doing.
Yeah. Just honestly, guys, at the end of the day, like follow through with what the tasks are every single day. Every single day you follow through with the tasks. And I'm telling you, all of those thoughts. I don't have enough followers. I can't be successful with this. I'm not signing customers. I'm not signing distributors. I am not doing this. I am not doing that. My business is not this. My business is not that. It's not growing. It's not whatever. Literally, the solution to all of those problems is simply you believing that you can do the things, doing the things. Okay. And that's what's going to result in that scarcity mindset becoming what's going to become the abundance mindset, plain and simple. Okay. And the reality is, guys, sometimes it's going to take you 6 months to see it. Okay. Because here's the thing, reprogramming your brain, it's a pretty tricky thing to do. So when you're used to the scarcity mindset, when you're used to, I don't have the things that I need or that I want or that I whatever, your brain's automatically there. Okay. So it's going to take you showing up and being consistent every single day. And that might take you 3 months, might take you 6 months. Okay. Might, whatever the case might be. Totally depends on lots of other factors. Like how consistent are you, first of all? Okay. Huge things. But I'm telling you, like, follow the list of the things to do, be yourself, be authentic, drop comparison, and literally just go. Just go. Just go. It doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be wonderful. You don't have to be successful to show up like you're successful. Because here's the thing. If you showed up today and you finished your task list, buddy, you're successful. Holy shit. Like you did the things. Okay. That is a success. So never, ever, ever function out of scarcity. Ever. It's not going to help you.
Yeah, I love that. And I think a lot of us, when we get in our heads too, and I'll just leave it with this, is we focus so much on an immediate result. So we might see other people signing, 2 or 3 customers a day. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, but I talked to like 10 people today and nobody bought from me. You have to be in the mindset of you're always planting. So it's always planting. And this is something that I have to focus on a lot because I truly am one of those people. I like immediate results. Like I like to see something just boom, take off. So focus on the process, you guys. Focus on the small wins every day, like both with your business and with yourself. So if you tell yourself you're going to get up early and have a shower like I did this morning because I wanted to look nice for the Zoom, get up and do it. And then I felt so good today. I was like, that's so accomplished. And then there's me. But those are just small things. And I think we just get very, very caught up in, putting up a post and expecting so much result from just this one post. And then we literally put ourselves in like a frozen mode where we're like, no, it didn't work. Oh no, I can't do more. I'm too scared. So guys, really, really focus on the process and just celebrate the fact that you messaged 20 people today and that you got your 3 posts and 1 TikTok up a day today. Like just celebrate that stuff and you'll find that your days will feel a lot easier and you'll be a lot more excited about your business. So
on that, Courtney, I want to actually add one really quick last thing. This is how I want you guys to think about it. Okay. On what Courtney just said, when she said celebrating the small things. And I pointed it out as well. Like if you sent that 25 messages, like that is a success. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a little story here. Many of you have already heard me say this because it's literally my favorite to use. So this guy is walking by and he sees some bricklayers. Okay. And he asked the first guy, what are you doing? And the guy says, I'm laying bricks. Okay, plain and simple. He just says, I'm laying bricks. And so the guy moves along to the next guy and he says, and what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm building a brick wall. Okay, so a little bit more specific. He's not just laying bricks, but like he's currently in the process of building a wall. And then when he gets to the third guy, he says, and what are you doing? And the guy says, I'm building a beautiful cathedral. Okay. I want you guys to think about your everyday in your business as being the guy who responded by saying, I'm laying a brick. Okay. Each and every single task that you do is you laying a brick. Okay. And then when you're laying each of those bricks, when you're laying each of those bricks, you then are going to be thinking about the fact that not only are you laying a brick, 1 brick at a time, but you're laying a wall. Okay. You're building a wall. And the bigger picture of where you want to go in your business and that success that you want to see in your business and where you're headed in your business is the cathedral. Okay. Now here's something that I want to give to you guys before you leave here on all of you that might be struggling. tripping, falling, feeling like you're failing, feeling like your 200 people is not enough, all this kind of stuff. Know what your cathedral looks like. That's your vision. Okay. In your business, know where you're headed in this business and what your main goal is. Okay. Whether that be a monthly income, a rank. I don't recommend that it's a rank. I'm just going to throw that out there. I would recommend a monthly income goal. So whatever that goal is that you are going after, that's your cathedral that you're looking at as you lay each brick. And as you start building that wall, which is then going to build another wall, which is then going to obviously eventually become the cathedral. Okay. Here's the trick of it. Every single day that you feel like you haven't had the success because you tripped up, you slipped up, you missed something, you weren't as consistent as you would have liked to have been, all that kind of stuff. And we like to get down in a gutter over all that kind of stuff. And we like to lay in that gutter for a little bit and feel sorry for ourselves. Think about it this way. Every brick that you lay has fresh cement that goes with it. Okay. When you've had that day that you've allowed yourself those excuses, and I told you that one day leads to a week, leads to, right? What I want you to think about is this. Every single day that you've laid those bricks, that you decide today, I'm going to lay the brick, but I'm only going to lay it halfway. I'm not going to get done all the things. And then I'll just come back at it tomorrow. Guess what? That cement dries. Okay. And unfortunately, what you've done is you've gone and just messed up the pattern of your brick wall, your pretty brick wall. Okay. So you want to move those bricks before the cement dries. Okay. So again, we can rest. Rest is different. Rest is planned. Rest is built into your business. That's what you want to do. But when you trip up, slip up, it's not a failure, guys. You just have to move the brick before the cement sets. Okay. You want to get that motion going before the cement sets. And so anyways, if there's anything I can give you guys, keep doing the damn things. Just keep doing the damn things. And absolutely learn to rest, not quit. Courtney just said it, that, and literally coming from one of the best leaders on this team.
You're gonna make me cry. Oh, thank you.
Seriously,
I love you so much.
Honestly, guys, we have so many incredible leaders on this team, and you guys literally have every tool, every resource, every little thing that you need. You have every bit of support. There are so many people that come into network marketing and they struggle. Okay. They struggle in network marketing, and that's what gives us a bad name, because people don't make money. But guys, the only people that are not making money are the people that are not taking the resources and using them. It is the same concept as lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Okay. The water is sitting in front of you. If you are thirsty, you will drink it. And when you drink it, okay, your thirst is quenched. View that as your success. Okay. The water is in front of you. Drink the water. Okay. Drink the water, because the success is coming with it. So just be consistent, be real, be you. And guys, sell yourself, not a product. Sell yourself.
Woo! Okay, this was so good. We're gonna leave it with that. This went out longer than I thought, but I could literally just talk to you forever. But thank you so much for doing this for us, and I hope you have a good rest of the day at your work tonight. And I hope everyone has a good night. And thank you so much for coming. Bye.